ladies and gentlemen, before I start with today's session, I would like to ask you, how are you feeling today? When I asked you how you are feeling today, I was expecting you to say that you are feeling better than good and better than the most. Today, the topic we are going to talk about is leadership. When you're talking about leadership, sometimes things go well, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you are up, sometimes you are down. That's this something called life. If you are expecting everything to be very consistent, then that is not life. Anyone can be so motivated when things go well. But the thing is, when you are going through hard times, when your things are not working, this is where your efforts are most required. And this is where you will learn a life lesson which you will be able to apply in a different context. So before you take any action when you are in your down point, you must first evaluate the situation. What has brought you into this situation and what role did you play? This is where your leadership comes into play. No matter what, a leadership is someone who others can follow and who others will draw inspiration from. Some people, by virtue, they are born with special talents. And no matter what, when they are put into a group of people, they tend to germinate from this group and automatically they become a leader. These kind of leaders are called leadership by birth. They also has so many skills and special characteristics like speaking, level of confidence, and this makes them a good leader. The other type of leaders, and if you by chance ask a question whether you stand any chance to become a leader if you don't possess this kind of qualities, the answer is obviously yes. And study and research indicates some person, when they are given a situation or if a circumstances is developed where they can learn and they can adopt certain traits, and it is doable, and these kind of leaders are called leadership by design. With this, please allow me to narrate a very interesting folktale, and the folktale is called The Mousetrap. Ladies and gentlemen, once upon a time, there lived a poor farmer with his wife in a very small village. One day, the poor farmer bought a mouse trap. The mouse in that house have seen a mouse trap. Panicking, he ran away and have seen a hen there. The mouse told hen, "There is a mouse trap in that house." Hen said, "That's not my problem, please get lost." Without any help, he was just running in panic where he saw a goat. He said, "God, God, there is a mouse trap in that house." God said, "That is not my problem, please get lost." Ultimately, he was running on and on, panicking. Thirdly, he was just running like this where he saw a cow. He said, "Holy cow, please, there is a mouse trap in that house." But what cow said? Cow said, "Did you ever hear cow getting trapped in a mouse trap? Get lost, that's not my problem." Ladies and gentlemen, everyone in that particular region have heard that there is a mouse trap in that particular house. One night, there was a bang in the kitchen, and the poor farmer's wife sprang out of the bed. In excitement, she thought that the mouse got trapped in her mouse trap. But it was unfortunately not a mouse, it was a snake. She got bitten and she was just yelling in a pain, and then poor farmer just got a knife and killed the snake, but the damage was already done. Poor farmer's wife fell seriously, terribly sick. In order to feed a sick wife, the poor farmer had killed the chicken to feed with chicken soup. 2 days later, the news spread to their close friends and relatives. They have visited the poor farmer's house. Poor farmer, in order to feed their relatives and close friends, he had killed a goat. 5 days later, the poor farmer's wife died. And the entire village came to know about this thing, and they have visited the poor farmer's house. In order to feed them, poor farmer had killed the cow. Poor farmer thought that his decision to buy a mouse trap was a complete mess. He had no life motivation. He had lost everything. He had lost his wife. He had lost his hen, God, cow. He has no motivation in his life. Unfortunately, 3 months later, a poor farmer passed away. So the moral of the story is, irrespective of how remote that situation looks or appears to you, or how unrelated that particular situation looks at a glance to you, you must not avoid that one. That is the key thing. And from that particular folktale, The Mouse Trap, Manoj Vasudevan, a management consultant, a leadership coach, and the winner of 2016 World Championship of Public Speeches, which was held in the United States of America, he have derived 18 life lessons from that particular folktale. And he have also gone further by writing a book called Learn Leadership the Mousetrap Way, and one of the best-selling books in the world. And the lesson from that particular folktale, we have to be able to take ownership of the case no matter what, whether it is related to you or not. This being said, if you are able to take ownership, if you are able to provide a solution at a larger mass, this is where a leadership comes in place. Sometimes leaders grow from a crisis. Example, if there is a war, you may quote Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler became one of the most powerful personnel during the Second World War. Before he was appointed as the leader for Germany during Second World War, he was in the prison. There was a crisis going on in the world. This is where Adolf Hitler became the leader. You don't have to be really bothered about how you can become a leader. But the simplest thing is, you should be in the position to take ownership. By the theory of economic rationality, we human beings are born self-interested behavior, meaning we always think or we always put ourselves first, then only others. There is nothing wrong in it. But the problem here is, if you have anything in surplus, you must be willing to give away. No one has become poor by giving to others. What is left when a tiger and a leopard die? The skin is so precious. It is considered as a precious ornament. But what is left when human beings die? It is a legacy that everyone will remember and that everyone will respect. And if we are not giving now, then when? If it is not us who is giving, then who? With this, I would like to conclude my lecture. Thank you so much for lending me your ears.